I'm here with St. Mary's track and field coach Shawn McMahon. And Coach, it's hard to believe, but we're going to talk indoor track, and then obviously which reverts right into the outdoor season. But you get started this Friday with a few of your athletes taking part in the UWO Clare Invitational. Can you talk just a little bit about what people can expect from St. Mary's track and field?
Yeah, well, we have some pretty high expectations. Especially, I mean, it's an individual sport, and we have some team goals, but I know there's individuals who have a lot of lofty sorts of things they want to accomplish this year. This Friday, like you said, is a kind of an abbreviated start for us. We've got some distance runners going, some throwers going. We hold back our jumpers and sprint and hurdle events until a little bit later. That way we can get a little bit more work in January. But I think I know they're all eager to compete. They're really anxious to just get a uniform on and line up against some other schools. So it'll be fun the next couple weeks to let them go.
You know, obviously Andrewbergen decided that he wanted to start his season a little bit earlier than everybody else, competing at the Northwest Open hosted by the University of Minnesota, and obviously had a great start to his season, getting a provisional qualifier in the weight throw.
Yeah, he's a good one, and he's a great example for the rest of our team because he's working so hard. When he transferred in, as soon as he got on campus, he's been in my office, asking about what he can do, access to the weight room and things like that. So, yeah, provisional mark. He's got more to go. I know he wants to land in Greencastle at DePauw for the indoor meet, and probably qualify outdoors in the Hammer too. But yeah, he's a good start. And in fact, I think that's his second best throw of his life indoors, and it was week 1.
You know, it's interesting. You talk about a sport like this. It really is an individual sport in a team concept. In that, obviously, you keep a team score. But Andrew's not alone as well in terms of athletes that you're going to be looking for to have big years. Terry Heinzen and Sarah Harstead come to mind right away that have been athletes that have really had good, solid seasons. Now they're in their senior year, obviously probably hoping to cap things off in a big way.
Indeed, and those are two of the individuals when I mentioned lofty expectations. I know Sarah was really close to qualifying for the outdoor meet in the Hammer last year. I know Terry is on the outside just looking in the 200 meters outdoors, and Kevin Hine is another senior who had a good year, and Josiah Ricks is another talented guy, and I've got mostly younger kids, I guess, in other events, but seniors with some big goals, and I hope that I can help them achieve those.
Indoor season, talk a little bit about the difference, for those that may not know, the difference between the indoor season and the outdoor, other than the fact that one is indoor and one is outdoor.
Yeah. Well, other than the obvious, the events are slightly different. In the throwing implements, they throw the shot put and the 35-pound weight for the men, 20-pound weight for the women. The distances for the races are different. Sprinters indoors do 55 and 200, a really tight corner. Outdoors they do the 100, 200. Hurdlers, run 55 hurdles in. And then the distance runs are just broad across the spectrum. We do 800,000 and true mile indoors, where outdoors we'll do the 800 and we jump right to the 1500 and up to 10,000 meters. So the events themselves take on a different complexion just because of how you prepare. It sounds crazy to people who don't know track, but when you're a 5,000 meter runner, that doesn't mean that you're a good indoor 3,000 meter runner. Just because you're a good long jumper indoors doesn't make you a good long jumper outdoors, and some people respond differently to different conditions. But I still think track and field's an outdoor sport. The indoor season is just a lot of fun more than anything, in preparation for that big stuff outdoors.
We talk about really everything that you do now from January 15th on. You're building up toward the conference championships. Yep. Obviously, the MIAC is traditionally a very strong track and field program. Talk about your expectations as you prepare this team to compete in the conference championships in late February, early March.
The way I gear our team goals, and I would think the MIAC and track and field outdoors especially has to be maybe in the top 2 or 3 conferences in Division III nationwide as far as depth. And without depth on our team, we don't stack up real well to score a lot of team points at those events, just because the lion's share goes to schools like St. Thomas and St. John's, and Gustavus has a really strong women's team. But my goal for our team is that after the lion's share, that I call it to them, gets taken by those two schools on top, that the remaining points we should be able to divide between Carleton and Augsburg and Hamlin. We should try and match a lot of those schools, and we're real close. I think it takes much more than just maybe one or two individuals winning and scoring 10 points. It takes a lot of fifth places, a lot of seventh places. It takes some relays and things like that. So I'm not ashamed that we're not real deep across the board, because my group has been working so hard, and I know that there's going to be some fruit on the tree to pick later. But right now we got to do a little pruning, and we just need to make sure that we set ourselves up for that, and not be disappointed in their individual efforts.
Sounds good, Coach. You open up this weekend at Eau Claire. Good luck that weekend and the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.